Someone younger is quietly captivated by you, and it's not what you think. Their feelings run deeper than attraction. They are drawn to the essence of your soul. Angels whisper that their admiration is more than curiosity. There are 3 hidden reasons behind this magnetic pull. Often, we dismiss attention from someone younger as fleeting or superficial. But Jung taught us that the psyche recognizes resonance beyond age or experience. When someone is drawn to you deeply, it's because your presence awakens something within their unconscious, an archetype of wisdom, authenticity, and emotional clarity. These are not casual feelings. Their heart is responding to the stability, confidence, and life knowledge you embody. Understanding these reasons allows you to see the unseen currents that guide human connection, where age is merely a number, but soul resonance is eternal. If this resonates, pause and reflect. Who in your life might be silently drawn to your presence? Comment below, "I see it," and let's explore these hidden currents together. Awareness is the first step to conscious connection. Younger individuals often look to those who demonstrate emotional and psychological strength. They are drawn to patterns of calm, wisdom, and self-possession. Jungian psychology calls this projection of the anima animus. They see in you the inner qualities they aspire to develop in themselves. This attraction is rarely about superficial charm. It's about who you are in your totality. By noticing these subtle cues, you understand that their fascination is a mirror of your own internal authority, reliability, and authenticity, the kind of traits that inspire both respect and quiet devotion. In life, it's easy to dismiss attention from someone younger as fleeting or superficial. We often assume that age defines maturity, perspective, or the depth of feeling. But Jungian psychology teaches us to look beyond the surface. The human psyche does not measure value by years alone. It recognizes resonance. Someone may be drawn to you because your presence awakens something within their unconscious mind, something they instinctively recognize but cannot fully articulate. One reason younger individuals are drawn to you is the archetype of wisdom you embody. Your experiences, your calm in the face of challenges, your ability to navigate life's uncertainties, these qualities communicate a silent authority. This is not something that can be faked or forced. It is the natural expression of a life lived consciously. To them, you are a mirror of the inner stability and emotional strength they wish to cultivate. Another reason lies in authenticity. Jung often spoke of the importance of individuation, the process of becoming fully oneself. Younger people are instinctively drawn to those who live authentically because it awakens their own desire for self-realization. When you act from a place of integrity, showing consistency between your values, words, and actions, it signals that you are aligned with your true self. This alignment is magnetic to those still shaping their identity. Lastly, your emotional clarity attracts them. It's not about perfection, but the way you understand, manage, and express your emotions. A younger person may find themselves admiring your ability to remain composed, thoughtful, and compassionate even when life feels chaotic. This is a reflection of inner balance, a balance they are learning to achieve in themselves. Recognizing these reasons is not about feeding ego or seeking admiration. It is about awareness, understanding that someone is drawn to the depth of your being, the quality of your presence, and the stability of your psyche. Age is incidental. What matters is the energy you radiate, the subconscious message that you are a source of guidance, authenticity, and emotional strength. In this way, human connections become more than casual encounters. They are mirrors, reflecting qualities that resonate across generations, quietly guiding those who notice and silently shaping the bonds of admiration, respect, and understanding. If this resonates with you, Pause for a moment and reflect. Who in your life may be quietly inspired by your presence? Comment, "I see it below," and let's explore the hidden currents that connect souls beyond. They're not just admiring your smile or charm. They are silently observing how you move through the world, how you respond to challenges, and how you hold yourself in moments of uncertainty. Angels reveal that this attention is unconscious, yet profoundly meaningful. It is not fleeting, it is a reflection of deep psychological resonance. When someone younger is drawn to you, it often has little to do with the superficial qualities we notice on the surface. Carl Jung taught us that the human psyche is attuned to patterns of behavior, emotional intelligence, and the way individuals embody their inner life. Younger individuals are instinctively aware of these patterns, even if they cannot put them into words. They are not simply admiring your external qualities, they are observing the subtle ways you navigate life. One of the strongest factors is your emotional stability. In a world full of uncertainty, people, especially those still discovering their own path, are naturally drawn to someone who demonstrates calm and composure. Your ability to face challenges with thoughtfulness and balance signals reliability. Younger individuals see this and are attracted to it because it represents something they aspire to develop in themselves. It's an unconscious recognition that this stability is rare, valuable, and deeply appealing. Another key factor is your capacity for conscious action. Jung often spoke about individuation, the process of becoming fully oneself. When you make decisions that are aligned with your values, when you respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively, it sends a subtle message. Here is someone living intentionally. This is magnetic to those who are still finding their own sense of direction. They are drawn to the clarity in your choices, the way your actions reflect an internal compass, and the quiet confidence that accompanies such alignment. Finally, your presence communicates wisdom and understanding. Younger individuals are drawn to those who offer insight, not through lectures or advice, but through the example of how they live. This silent teaching resonates deeply because it connects with their own longing for guidance and growth. Jung believed that these interactions often involve the projection of unconscious archetypes. In this case, they may perceive in you a figure of guidance, maturity, or emotional strength that inspires their own development. Recognizing this attraction is not about ego, it is about awareness. It allows you to see that admiration often stems from the deeper qualities of your character, your stability, intentionality, and presence. Age becomes secondary. What matters is the resonance of your inner life and how it reflects in the eyes of those who notice, quietly learning and being inspired by your example. Pause and observe the subtle ways your actions influence others. If you feel someone is quietly inspired by how you live, comment, "I see it below," and join this journey of understanding the hidden bonds that connect souls beyond age. Their fascination with you isn't superficial. It's drawn to the weight of your presence, the emotional gravity you carry without even trying. Angels say this pull is invisible, yet powerful. It's a quiet magnetism that speaks directly to the unconscious mind. Sometimes, younger individuals are captivated by something they cannot name. It isn't your appearance, your words, or even your achievements. It's your emotional presence. Carl Jung described the psyche as sensitive to subtle energies and patterns, and what younger people sense is the emotional consistency and depth that you radiate. Emotional gravity is not about dominating or controlling. It's about the stability and calm that emanates from a life aligned with one's inner truth. One reason this attracts younger individuals is the sense of safety it creates. When someone carries themselves with emotional balance, others, especially those still forming their identity, feel a natural reassurance. This is not something spoken, it's felt. They notice how you remain composed under stress, how you respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively, and how your calmness allows them to feel seen and understood. In Jungian terms, your presence embodies an archetype of stability and wisdom, a psychological anchor in a world that often feels chaotic. Another reason is the inspiration for growth. When younger individuals witness your ability to navigate life's emotional currents with awareness, they unconsciously recognize a model of what they aspire to become. This is projection in the Jungian sense, not in a negative way, but as a reflection of the qualities they wish to cultivate within themselves. Your patience, empathy, and clarity in handling emotions show them what is possible in a fully developed psyche. Finally, your emotional gravity fosters a connection that goes beyond superficial admiration. They are drawn not to your exterior but to the essence of your being, the patterns of your thoughts, feelings, and behaviors that signal maturity and depth. This attraction is subtle, quiet, and often unspoken, yet it is powerful. Jung reminds us that such connections reflect a resonance between conscious and unconscious minds, a meeting of inner worlds rather than a simple acknowledgement of age or appearance. Understanding this pull is not about inflating ego, it's about awareness. When someone is drawn to your emotional gravity, it reflects the qualities you naturally embody: stability, wisdom, and presence. Age becomes secondary. What matters is the resonance of your inner life and the silent influence it has on those observing you. Recognizing this allows you to see the hidden currents of admiration, respect, and inspiration flowing in human relationships. It's not your words, your gestures, or your achievements. They're captivated by the quiet authenticity you carry in your everyday life. Angels say this genuine presence speaks louder than anything else, silently signaling strength and depth that draws them closer. In a world full of masks and facades, authenticity is a rare and magnetic quality. Younger individuals are often drawn to people who live in alignment with their values, not because of fame, status, or appearance, but because such alignment resonates deeply with the unconscious psyche. Carl Jung emphasized the importance of individuation, the process of becoming fully oneself. When you act in accordance with your inner truth, your presence communicates something profound, a model of wholeness that quietly inspires those around you. Authenticity is felt more than it is seen. Younger people unconsciously sense when someone's external life matches their internal reality. They notice the subtle consistencies, the way you treat others, the decisions you make under pressure, the calm way you hold yourself in uncertain circumstances. Each of these small actions signals that you live consciously, guided by principles rather than external expectations. This subtle resonance creates a sense of magnetism that goes far beyond superficial admiration. Another reason authenticity draws them in is that it provides a mirror for their own growth. Jung spoke often about projection in human relationships, the way we unconsciously see parts of ourselves in others. When someone younger observes your genuine way of being, they recognize traits they wish to cultivate in themselves. This attraction is not about imitation, it is about resonance. Your authenticity becomes a quiet teacher, demonstrating integrity, self-awareness, and emotional alignment. Finally, authenticity fosters trust and safety. Younger individuals often feel insecure about their own identity and choices. Observing someone living without pretense or fear reassures them that it is possible to be both strong and genuine. It creates an invisible bond rooted in admiration, respect, and subconscious recognition of the value of living honestly. Understanding this dynamic is empowering. It is not about seeking attention or validation. It is about being aware of the subtle influence your authentic presence has on others. The magnetism felt by someone younger is a reflection of your ability to embody your own life consciously, fully, and with integrity. Age becomes secondary. What matters is the resonance of truth, the quiet power of living authentically, and the way it naturally draws those around you into admiration, reflection, and inspiration. Take a moment to reflect on how your authenticity affects others. Comment, "I am aware" below if you notice someone quietly inspired by your true self, and let's explore the subtle power of living in alignment with your inner truth. It's not your words or advice. They are drawn to the quiet calm you radiate, even when life around you is chaotic. Angels say this serenity is magnetic, and younger individuals can't help but notice it, even if they don't fully understand why. In life, chaos is inevitable. Challenges, uncertainties, and pressures surround all of us, yet some people seem to navigate these storms with an almost unshakable calm. Younger individuals notice this quality immediately. Carl Jung taught that human beings are drawn to what stabilizes their unconscious psyche. When someone observes your ability to remain composed and clear-headed in stressful situations, it triggers an instinctive admiration that goes far deeper than surface attraction. This attraction is rooted in the archetype of the wise guide or mentor, not in a literal sense but psychologically. Younger people unconsciously recognize that calmness and clarity are markers of experience, balance, and inner strength. They see in you a model for how life can be approached thoughtfully rather than reactively. Your presence demonstrates that challenges do not have to create turmoil. They can be met with awareness, insight, and measured action. Another reason this draws them in is the sense of safety your calm conveys. Jung often discussed the influence of stable personalities on the development of younger or less experienced individuals. When someone sees that you can maintain clarity amidst confusion, it creates a subtle but powerful sense of trust. They feel, even unconsciously, that your presence is a stabilizing force, something to learn from and aspire to emulate. Your calm also serves as a mirror for their own potential. Younger individuals are in the process of learning emotional regulation, decision-making, and self-awareness. Observing your composure provides a living example of how these qualities manifest in daily life. This admiration is rarely vocalized. It's absorbed, internalized, and reflected in the way they interact with you. Recognizing this dynamic is empowering because it shifts your perspective from surface-level attraction to understanding the psychological resonance you inspire. Their fascination is a reflection of your capacity to embody inner calm, clarity, and balance. Age matters far less than the energy you project and the unconscious lessons you offer through your presence. By remaining aware of this influence, you can consciously cultivate the qualities that naturally draw others to you and create meaningful, lasting connections rooted in respect, admiration, and psychological resonance. Pause and notice how your calm affects others. Comment, "I notice it" below if someone younger seems drawn to your composure, and let's explore the subtle ways your inner clarity inspires those around you. They aren't simply interested in what you say. They are captivated by how deeply you understand and empathize with the world around you. Angels reveal that this emotional insight is magnetic, creating a quiet bond that feels meaningful even without words. Empathy is a rare and subtle magnetism. Younger individuals often recognize when someone possesses the ability to genuinely understand others' experiences, emotions, and struggles. This is not about superficial sympathy or giving advice. It's about a presence that reflects awareness, patience, and emotional resonance. Carl Jung highlighted that the human psyche instinctively responds to individuals who embody psychological depth. When someone observes your capacity to feel and understand, it triggers a quiet admiration and respect that goes beyond casual attraction. One reason they are drawn to this is that empathy provides connection. In their own journey, younger individuals are learning to navigate emotional landscapes that are often complex and confusing. Seeing someone who can hold space for others' emotions without judgment demonstrates the maturity and balance they aspire to cultivate. Your understanding acts as a mirror, showing them the value of emotional intelligence and the strength found in compassionate presence. Another factor is the sense of validation your empathy conveys. When someone feels genuinely seen and understood, it awakens a psychological recognition. This person perceives more than appearances. They see the essence of who I am. This recognition is deeply moving and can create a lasting impression, even in subtle, unconscious ways. Jung often emphasized that such experiences are formative. They resonate with the inner psyche and shape how younger individuals perceive relationships and human connection. Finally, your depth of understanding signals authenticity and psychological richness. Younger individuals are drawn to those who integrate thought, emotion, and presence into a coherent whole. They sense that your responses are guided by insight rather than impulse, and that your empathy is an expression of internal harmony. This silent admiration is powerful because it reflects recognition of traits that are both aspirational and stabilizing. Recognizing this attraction is not about ego, it is about awareness of the psychological resonance you inspire. Someone's admiration rooted in your empathy and understanding is a reflection of your ability to connect with others on a meaningful, unconscious level. Age becomes secondary. What matters is the presence of genuine insight, compassion, and emotional depth. By embodying these qualities consciously, you naturally draw people toward you, creating connections that are based on respect, admiration, and authentic psychological resonance. Reflect. Additionally, the way you integrate your experiences signals reliability and trustworthiness. They see that your decisions, reactions, and relationships are informed by awareness rather than impulse. This draws admiration because it reflects a level of mastery over life that is both inspiring and grounding. Your presence demonstrates that challenges can be met with grace, mistakes can be integrated into wisdom, and life can be approached with deliberate calm. Recognizing this attraction is about awareness, not ego. Someone younger being drawn to your quiet confidence reflects the power of presence shaped by life experience. It is a psychological resonance, a recognition of the qualities they admire and aspire to develop in themselves. Age becomes secondary. What matters is the integration of experience into your being. The subtle confidence that communicates stability, wisdom, and reliability in every interaction. By understanding this, you can consciously embody these qualities, naturally inspiring those around you through the silent magnetism of lived wisdom. They aren't just fascinated by who you are. They are quietly inspired by how your presence encourages them to grow and evolve. Angels say this influence is subtle, unconscious, and deeply powerful. It shapes their inner world more than you realize, engaging. In life, true influence rarely comes from words or instruction. Often, it comes from example, presence, and subtle energy. Younger individuals notice this instinctively. Carl Jung taught that the unconscious mind responds to qualities that reflect potential growth, integration, and psychological wholeness. When someone observes how you live with integrity, presence, and emotional awareness, they are quietly inspired to explore similar qualities within themselves. This inspiration is not forced or overt. It emerges naturally from your way of being. One reason they are drawn to you is that you embody the principles of conscious living. You make decisions aligned with your values, respond to challenges with awareness, and cultivate meaningful connections. Younger individuals recognize this alignment, even if they cannot define it. It resonates with a part of their psyche that is seeking guidance, clarity, and emotional intelligence. By simply being yourself, you offer a living example of what it means to live intentionally and thoughtfully. Another factor is the projection of aspirational qualities. Jung often emphasized that the unconscious mind projects onto those it admires or resonates with. When someone younger notices your calm confidence, emotional depth, authenticity, and resilience, they are projecting their own desire to cultivate these traits. This isn't imitation, it's recognition. Your presence silently teaches them what is possible in a life guided by awareness and self-understanding. Additionally, your influence inspires without pressure. There's no demand to follow, no instruction to conform, just the quiet demonstration of a well-integrated life. This form of leadership through example creates deep respect and admiration. Younger individuals are drawn to this because it mirrors their own inner longing for growth. They sense the stability, wisdom, and balance you embody and are motivated to cultivate these qualities within themselves. Understanding this dynamic is empowering. Their admiration is a reflection of the resonance between your inner life and theirs, the subtle energy of inspiration that flows naturally without effort. Age is secondary. What matters is the unconscious pull of your presence, the way your being encourages reflection, growth, and psychological development in those around you. Recognizing this allows you to consciously cultivate these qualities, understanding that influence does not require words. It simply emerges from living a life aligned with truth, wisdom, and depth.